All right, everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Dusty. All right, so now this guy is also, his original name is Ronald W. Tatter. All right, which is, his name is actually based on an anagram from a Hasbro artist known as Ron Rudat. So the funny thing is that his last name, Tatter, which is right here on his uniform, if you actually flip-flop it, it says Rudat. And in the actual cartoon, if you remember the episode called Traitor, Dusty's original name was Ronald W. Rudat. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this guy here, he did his basic training over in Fort Bliss in Texas. He's an expert with M14, M16, M16-2A and M60 and M1911A1 and M302. I mean, this guy is just crazy when it comes to weapons. He's an excellent tracker, and he's also fluent in Arabic, Hebrew. And now all we need is his buddy Footloose. That's it. That's all we need. So now that I got all that rambling out of the way, let's get into taking a look at the guy's accessories, and then we'll get into taking a look at Dusty. Starting off, we have his goggles. Now, he has a small pair of goggles as far as the band and a longer pair. Now, this actually goes over the helmet, and this one is actually to put on. Even if you had the helmet on, you put these on to where he can see, like if he was in a sandstorm or whatever. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. Next, we have his backpack, and it's just casted in a brown. All the details are lost in the color. Nothing painted. I mean, you can paint this yourself if you want to, or just leave it the way that it is. But yeah, just a brown backpack with all the pouches and water bottles. He has 2 water bottles on each side, and yeah, or one's an eye wash and one's a water bottle, whichever. I mean, but it would have been cool if they would have painted in some of these details, at least the canteens. Maybe this pouch in the back here, it would have been pretty cool. Next, we have Dusty's knife. One side there is no detail whatsoever, and then on this side you have a little bit of a detail on it, which is fine. It is what it is. Oh, never mind. There it is. It wasn't coming through on the camera. So yeah, it has detail on both sides. My bad. That wasn't coming through on camera at first. Now you have, the hilt. It's just a small little knife. Goes in his boot. I like the way they painted the blade. Nice little work on the handle, not sloppy, nice and clean. And of course we have Dusty's helmet. Now, I remember when I had him in the original, this back piece back here from the helmet was actual cloth. That would have been pretty cool. I mean, they did a nice job. They made it a soft plastic so it kind of gets out of the way so it doesn't really hinder anything, which is nice. But it's nicely painted with the camouflage on there. Very well done. The straps, the buckles. I mean, I can see the buckles being black instead of brown, but it's not that big of a deal. But otherwise, very nice. All right, so next we have his gun. Now, it's a nice gun, nice stock, nice grips on the front and the back. I like the fact that you have, so you can set it down and do, look through the scope and, do some target practicing with that. One thing I don't care for is the fact that they put the clip back here. Now, regardless if they're trying to make it a futuristic type of weapon or actual weapon itself, I just lost the clip somewhere. Give me a second so I can find it. Okay, so I found the clip. Sorry about that. Now this clip, it clips in here at an angle. The problem is that when you go and you put this in his hand, this gets in the way. Maybe on the side, but it gets in the way of the articulation. So if you want to pose him or anything like that, you have to make sure this clip is out of the way because it just doesn't go in far enough. If it went in far enough, or if it was a shorter clip, then fine, so be it. But it just gets in the way, and that's not good at all. Otherwise, nice detail. I mean, it is casted on black. I like the way they put the scope, and then they made the actual legs here for the gun for setting it down brown. But otherwise, not too bad. Just the clip is a problem. Now let's take a look at Mr. Tatter himself and his paint. So as far as the paint sculpt on this guy, I mean, beautifully done with the camouflage on the face. You know, I don't know. You know, he kind of reminds me of Channing Tatum, kind of, sort of. A mix of Channing Tatum and Taylor Lautner. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, going down to his uniform, nice camouflage. I like the fact that they actually put here on the little drinking hose. They made that green, which is actually quite nice. And then you have his pouches and his straps, and you can see where it would attach to his backpack, where his, you know, canteens and stuff are, so he could actually drink. And then moving down to the belt, they did a nice little pouch here. The belt goes all the way around, and it's just all brown. You know, his uniform is a little tan uniform. He's got a brown undershirt underneath. His name tag, and it says G.I. Joe here, and I like the way they did that American flag. So all that stuff's nicely done. I mean, you know, not bad. It's not sloppy. The paint is nice. Very well done. And then moving down to his pants, nice texture, knee pads, camouflage, everything looks good. His sheath for his knife. Coming down to the boots, nice combat boots. You have the laces all the way down, and then once again, of course, they're all dark brown, so that's kind of where they are. And then this strap here and the buckle, you know, all brown as well. Now moving into his articulation, so Dusty can look up. That's actually really, really good. And he can look down. Now that's without his helmet on. Now his helmet, like I said, has that soft plastic, so it'll probably get out of the way on the looking up. He can look side to side, and he has plenty of head tilt. As far as his arms, they can move out to a nice T-pose very, very well. And his arms can move all the way around. He has a bicep swivel and double jointed elbows, which mine are stiff, but either way, I can get him there to get that nice reach. And then his wrist swivel. And as far as his wrist articulation, the cuffs here hinder that a little bit, so it'll take a little bit. Now as far as his torso articulation, he can crunch that far, which is not bad, and he can move back that far, not bad at all. Waist swivel, so I like the way they did this. So when you do the waist swivel, this does not get in the way. It's actually a separate piece, which is nice. Of course, he has his drop down legs. His legs can move out this far, and as they kick forward, as you can see, that's actually quite nice, man. This does not get in the way because of the way they made it. It's not hindering anything. Wow, really nice that Hasbro thought of doing that. Now moving down to his double jointed knees, like I said, his joints are tight, but look at that. Nice. Very nice. Not gummy, not, you know, whatever. They're just tight, and that's okay. I can deal with tight joints. He does have his upper thigh swivel, which I almost forgot. And then moving down to his boot, he has his boot swivel. His ankle articulation goes forward, backward, forward that far, which is nice also, so you can get some nice front kicks in there and stuff. Nice pivots to get a nice little knife edge. All nice, very well, very, very well. There's only one thing that I do have a wee bit of a complaint about. Oh, and I almost forgot. He does have his butterfly hinge here in the shoulders, which is nice as well. But the one thing I do have a complaint about, and that is the same thing with Zarana, except for it was this arm on Zarana, and now it's this arm on here. As you can see, it has this gap on here that it wants to come off. It hasn't come off, but I find myself pushing it up on there tighter to keep it every time I move it. Now, you guys go from making really good figures and really good sculpts, but you're going to get shitty when it comes to putting them together. See, the arm's gapped open again. You push it up, there it is. But, you know, come on. Like, if you're gonna, don't add something cool like this piece here that moves up out of the way and give him plenty of articulation so it's not hindering anything, but yet you get shitty when it comes to doing, you know, the arms. And like with Zarana, there should have been no reason why that arm should pop off. Yes, it pops back on and whatever, and I can make it work, but still it's shitty. And I don't mean to sit here and curse and stuff, but it's shitty. That's shitty work, craftsmanship. Zarana's arm is shitty craftsmanship. Let's not do that. considering the fact that we had great figures like Slaughter and Serpentor and, you know, Major Blood, Spirit, Stalker. I mean, I can go on a lot of the good figures that they have come out with since, you know, like Flint with his wiggly waggly legs. Nobody wants that. They want them to be good. There's no reason for that. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no reason for that. So, you know, and look, I'm not gonna suck Hasbro's proverbial dongle, okay? But truth is truth. I'm the consumer, right? They are the supplier. So if you're going to make a good product and you want people to give you good reviews, like I've done many times with the Crimson Twins, Crimson Guard, Slaughter, stuff like that, I'll give you praise where praise is. But I'm also going to give you the constructive criticism when needed when you give shit like this. So moving on, let me get this guy back together. I'll put him in a couple poses and then we'll end this review. All right, guys. So, yeah, you know, let's look. You can get them into some good poses. I mean, there are some issues here and there that I have with the figure itself, like the clip on the gun, which can be circumvented by just taking it out. Not a big deal. And the arm, you just got to push it back up. This one here, and I can work with that. But it's still a shitty thing that Hasbro has done. Now, I don't have any other figures to compare him with because everything's put away, so I apologize for that. But listen, this is our Desert Trooper. If you're a Dusty fan, or if you just want Dusty, because he is an original G.I. Joe. I mean, he's been there since the beginning of the cartoon, and I think his first comic appearance was back in 1984, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, he is definitely part of the original Joes when it came out. And, you know, it's okay that this isn't cloth. I'm not really, I don't care about that. You don't sacrifice functionality for sculpt, and don't sacrifice sculpt for functionality. It shouldn't happen. You guys own the product. You guys own, this is your thing. This is all the way. You own the rights to this all the way through and through. So why would you start doing shitty work on some figures and excellent work on others? It makes no sense. But that's just my opinion on the whole situation, because that's just the way I see it. But besides that, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this guy I give it a 6, only because of the certain little things that they did sculpt wise. They did beautiful sculpt work on the figure. Just when it comes to articulation, they really kind of, you know, on that one arm, that's just a crappy thing to do. But anyway, enough of that, guys. I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate all you guys very much. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below as always, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything new that I'm putting up. And yeah, guys, listen, he's worth it, just I wouldn't overpay for him. That's all I'm saying. To get him, you can find him somewhere, however, but don't overpay. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, so with that being said, guys, I'll catch you on the flippity flip.